if I take good pictures and no one cares that the pictures are good, like whatever. Like there's some satisfaction in knowing that I'm good at it,
Mhm.
but like also if the pictures can communicate something meaningful, I find fulfillment in that.
Mm.
And like I when I lived in Corpus Christi after I had that conversation with my boss about homeless people being an eyesore to him and I hated it.
Yeah.
Like I got really like I was like I want to take a picture of homeless people. Like and I was terrified to do it. I was terrified just to like I put a zoom lens on and would try to like zoom from across the street and
Right.
like frame it poorly because I'm like I could be here for like 2 seconds and someone's gonna see me and oh no fuck
Right.
and like I'd run away and like then like this was at the end of my relationship like the end of my relationship was going to Hawaii with her for a week which is like it was probably about 2 weeks which is like that's like the cool part of a relationship
Yeah, it seems cool.
but like basically the entire time we were there we kind of just like figured out that the relationship was probably going to be like done and that we
Mhm.
were probably going to go our own separate ways and like
So it was mutual.
that I get like I mean I didn't want it to be and like I tried to like make things work and she kind of like tried to like I
Tried
don't
to
know
go with it.
whatever yeah but it just didn't work and we didn't
Mm.
like it just needed to end and so it ended but I went out in downtown Honolulu with my camera with a 35 millimeter prime lens, and I was like, I feel really anxious, but I'm gonna walk around and I'm just gonna take pictures. I noticed something, and I saw, and like I see Pibble in stream chat
Yeah.
right now saying that you're a ex homeless person, which I'm glad that you're an ex homeless person.
Yeah.
Um, it was very like I just
Shout out
started
to
to
Pebble.
notice for the
He helped me
yeah.
overclock my RAM recently. So he's
Oh,
my tech angle on overclocking.
the first time I tried to do that, I broke my Alienware laptop.
Oh,
The day I
ouch!
got it in the mail, the first thing I did was overclock the RAM and I broke it. Before I even like loaded the operating system, I went into the anyways,
Did you call a pro
all three
gamer
of us have
move?
yeah, it was great. It's stupid. But like I noticed that they're fucking that they were people.
Uh-huh.
And like for me, like up until that point, they had just been a part of the city and just something that was around.
Right.
And like I'm looking at them through like a viewfinder and a camera and like looking at them move and looking at them just stare off into space and like I walked up to a guy and just talked to him for a little bit
Mhm.
and I asked him, hey man, can I take your picture? And we just talked. I don't even remember what we talked about, like I don't remember his name,
Mhm.
but like that was very it was a very powerful experience and like that inspired me. I'm like fuck, I love street photography, like I'm gonna just see what I can do. Like, I'm
Mhm.
just gonna take pictures in black and white. I'm just gonna see like what I can crank out and if any of it's good. And like some of the stuff that I took is some of the best stuff I think I've ever taken. There are a couple pictures that I think are phenomenal. A lot of the stuff was just absolute trash, but I thought it was really good at the time.
Uh-huh.
Um, and like it was just me, like with the thought of like the relationship being over and like hating my job and like having my whole like worldview like shattered into pieces
Mhm.
and like just walking around with that damn camera and it's just like fuck like the world is much bigger and it's got a lot more problems than I've thought about and so like anyways like I got back to Corpus Christi like was really like afraid to get involved and do anything but I was really curious and then like I got back to Dallas and didn't really do anything like for a while, but it had been in the back of my mind. And like I
Mhm.
went out and like dabbled in street photography, a lot of cars and like other stuff. Didn't find anything particularly fulfilling. Um, so I went out to downtown Dallas one day and walked around and saw a bunch of broken people,
Mhm.
um, a bunch of people that didn't have anywhere to go. And I just spent some time talking to some. And then I realized I should probably get a GoPro and a microphone and I should probably like find a way to like rig that up so I can talk to people and like record it sometimes.
Mhm.
And on my YouTube channel that I have, um, there's a video I have talking with a guy named Dallas that was in Dallas.
Mhm.
Um, and he made a comment in that. Like, he came up behind me and caught me off guard, and I was really anxious, and you could hear my breathing being really heavy. But in the video, he's just like, "Man, like, you see all these people, like, they run away, he's a homeless person." They whisper and they make fun of him and laugh,
Mhm.
and they run away from him, and they're they cross the street when he's on one side of it. He says,
Right.
"Man, like, I'm not a killer, I'm not a rapist, I'm not a child molester, I'm just hungry. I'm homeless."
Yeah.
And, like, that really, like, I just kinda, like, whatever was inside of me that was built up came apart. Like, I didn't cry, like,
Yeah.
nothing, like, there was no outward expression, it was just, like, the inside of me just, like, collapsed.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck." Like, and the more time that I've spent out there and, like, walking around talking to people, like, it's become something that I'm, like, so overwhelmingly fascinated by. It's, like, consuming. Like,
Oh.
I have a job that I work part-time and I make, like, no money because, like, I want to, like, figure out, like, what I can do and, like, how I can go out there and do shit.
Mhm.
And it's just, like, it's like there's this whole society that's next doors to ours, and, like, there are a lot of bad people out there. There are a lot of people that are just, like, they see spaceships and they'll tell you, like, I talked with a guy that he told me that he sat outside of this building because, like, the guy up in one of the floors in one of the rooms, like, kidnapped his wife, and he was trying to figure out how to get up there. Like, I talked to a guy that said he was at the crucifixion of Jesus. Like, there are people out there with problems,
Yeah.
and then there are people out there that just wanna get out of it, and, like, they don't
Yeah.
know how. And it's just like, they're the same as the rest of us, they just don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have anywhere to sleep. They don't, like, they wake up in the morning and they think, like, "What am I gonna eat today?"
Mhm.
Like, some of them probably think, like, "Who am I gonna have to scam for 20 bucks so, like, I can go to the next town over? Like, how do I get a Greyhound ticket?" Like, they think about stuff that, like, we probably don't think about, like, ever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had to worry about, I've had to worry about, like, is the person at Whataburger in the drive-through gonna think that I'm fat whenever I've gone there at 3 in the morning? Like, I've never thought, like, "Do I get to eat today?"
Yeah.
And so, like, it's just been, like, I don't know, and it's made me think of a lot of other shit too. Like, there are probably people out there, like, nobody ever told me that I could do anything cool. People told me that, "Oh, you're smart. Oh, you're gonna be successful. Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna, like, you'll be good at computers one day." Like, my teachers would tell me that in high school. Nobody, like, it was about, like, you could be good at school. I hated school, and,
Mhm.
like, I wasn't good at school. But, like, nobody ever told me that, like, having a camera was an option.
Mhm.
Nobody ever told me that doing anything creative was an option. And,
Mhm.
like, my girlfriend is, like, in the like, my current girlfriend, like, I care about a whole lot. Like, she and I have an incredible amount of similarities and overlap,
Mm.
where, like, nobody ever told her that, like, being creative was okay or cool. And so,
Mhm.
like, now I'm fucking thinking, like, I've been thinking for the past, like, month or whatever, like, and I saw an article from somewhere in England, like, a guy gave disposable cameras to homeless people and was like, "Take pictures, give me the cameras back, I'll pay you some money, and then we're gonna put it in an art gallery." And I'm like,
Oh.
"Fuck, I could do that too."
Yeah.
Like, I could hand people that maybe they're creative, or maybe they wanna learn, or maybe they wanna do something, maybe they wanna make some work and sell it, and, like, maybe they never thought that was an option, and maybe I could do something. And so, like, I don't know, all of this, like, being angry at Guild Wars 2 seems like such a dumb thing to me now.
Yeah.
But I guess that was a lot that I just went through. Feel free to, like, jump in and ask me anything or, like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, a few things jump out at
Yeah.
me. Um, so first off, like, that's an amazing story, and when you were talking about that moment of having your, like, your inner world almost, like, collapse when you're having that conversation, That really was a that's a beautiful moment, man.